Well, hello, everybody. May God bless you. I'm a little under the weather. Have some runny nose and all that, but I want to thank you all for tuning in during Satan Con. Brother Adam and Jordan from Sharpen Your Sword Ministry. My wife was out there, and Ross Bell and his wife. It was a really, big movement that had happened. We definitely need to stand up for the truth in this nation because it's the truth that sets us free. And I have a few news updates that I want to do. A little update of why the people in SatanCon were not coming out, and what a Texas church is doing, along with some Israel news, along with the Vatican. So may God bless you all. First of all, it says the participants at Boston SatanCon shred the Bible during the open ritual chanting Hail Satan. We know that they say they do not worship Satan or believe that he's really a real person, but why would you chant Hail Satan if you don't believe in him? They were out there tearing Bibles into pieces. It's really appalling to hear that they were doing something like this. Some of the things we had heard from people out there that, the Bible condones killing babies because of what God did to Egypt. That's a really typical thing that we hear from individuals that are confused by the gospel. Now, there was a lot of people at these conventions, transgenders, like big name transgenders, drag queen shows. The leader of the Satanic Temple was walking to and fro out in the streets, interviewing people. Not a lot. He was interviewing mainly women, it seemed like. So I don't know if he just wasn't, just a discerning of a spirit that couldn't really, he wasn't going to go to anybody that might actually make him look like a fool on his own YouTube channel. But anyways, these Satanists, they are out there ripping up a Bible and a thin blue line flag representing police for symbols of oppression. Um, Really, they're not under oppression; they're under possession of the evil one. So these people, they had there was a kind of like you could feel when you entered Boston. You could feel that there was a tension between good and evil. Of course, we felt like, the good was outweighing a lot of it because there was quite a few people that was out there that was standing for truth, which was amazing. Um, but we continue to see a problem with a lot of the Western civilization churches. A Texas church is to host a family friendly drag show in the presence of the children. No church should ever open up its doors to anything like this. We're talking, this is later this week, May 6th, from 7 to 9 p.m. They're having this faith church in Texas where they are bringing in um, drag queens. Can attend, keep an eye open on this post for other ways to help. Um, this is sickening that they're going to allow this. I don't know this church personally, but for kind of see their fruit as a church that they're allowing these things in and saying it's okay to have same sex unions. You can only imagine, you see the fruit of this church, that this church is definitely a Sodom and Gomorrah type of church. It's pathetic that we continue to see a lot of churches allowing things like this. Um, you know, the book of Peter tells us the judgment starts with the house of God, and there's a lot of people in leadership roles in the church that are not standing up against things like this and standing up for truth. So this is sickening. Um, I would say more sickening than SatanCon, ripping up Bibles, because we expect something like that from these people, but we don't expect churches to allow things like this. But that's kind of where we've been at with the church lately. We also seen that McCarthy is at the Knesset board in Israel. He's number of things talking about, warning about China, and saying that we will fully fund the security aid to Israel while he's the speaker. So know that not too long ago that he had became the U.S. House Speaker. So he's saying as long as he's in there, we pledge to give security aid in a country that's having a lot of terrorism back and forth between Lebanon, Hezbollah, and Iran. So, it was good to hear some positive news that's over there and that he's warning them also about China. So, these links will be in the description if you want to read it. I am not going to go too deep into it as I'm going to go rest after I finish this video because I'm feeling really ran down after the event we had in SatanCon. But I found this really interesting that the Vatican may release holy Jewish artifacts from its storage galleries. This makes us wonder how many things the Vatican has that are literally been hidden for quite some time. There's been a lot of speculation of that, and I believe a lot of the speculation because they do hide a lot. But in a recent um, initiative may be bringing Rome and Jerusalem closer together as the Vatican has expressed interest to advance a project releasing artifacts from their archives and allowing them to be placed in a museum. An investigative archaeologist, Rabbi Harry Moskoff, has been searching for the Ark of the Covenant for decades. Though he has yet to discover the holiest temple artifact, he was recently contacted by the Vatican. Um, Hard to tell what it is they're going to release. It's pretty interesting. This is the guy. For years we've been seeing a lot of people are looking for the Ark of the Covenant. It's been a really huge sought out thing with archaeology. And the remarkable story began almost 2 years ago when a lawyer representing the Israeli government contacted Moscow, a high profile lawyer at that, who happened to be religious, was searching a case at the National Library of France. He came across a document recording gifts that were given to Pope Innocent III by Baldwin I, the emperor of the Latin Empire of Constantinople, in the year 1204. The document listed the gifts, which were in fact artifacts taken from the Holy Land. Right here we see uh, these ancient artifacts included incense shovel and silver trumpets, as well as other smaller Jewish cultic items that were used for sacrificial rites. Of course, we know this is in the temple. They would take the shovels to take the incense to shovel it out, and a lot of things throughout the Torah that you could read that talk about this through the first 5 books. But it says Moscow has thus far met with the officials in the Vatican 3 times at their behest in attempt to felicitate moving the artifacts from storage in the Vatican to a revenue where they can be seen by the public. We're talking all the way back to the Byzantine era's artifacts. I'm really curious to how many artifacts they have, to tell you the truth. But of course, um, maybe it could be the Ark of the Covenant. It doesn't say what they're going to release to them, but either way, that would be a monumental news update if that happened. That there would be a finding of the Ark of the Covenant. There's been much talk about that in recent years. So I want to thank you all for praying for me, Watchman Adam, my wife, Ross and his wife, and Sharpen Your Sword Ministry as we are all out there in the streets in Boston. We thank you guys for joining in to support us in spirit. Um, It was a something that, like I was telling people, we're never gonna forget in our history that, um, this is like just one of those events you're not gonna forget. It's not gonna be forgotten. A lot of people were standing up for truth, and, I expect to see the Satanic Temple to do a lot more in the recent, coming up years to try to push more things like Satan Club and all this. I don't believe them when they say that they don't, believe in Satan, because when they chant things like "Hail Satan," that kind of shows your allegiance that you do believe in him. So much love to you all. I'm going to be working on a video later on this week exposing the 3 days of darkness prophecy. And then I'm also going to be on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be continuing the book of Matthew Bible study at chapter 22. It's the marriage feast. And later on this week, be putting together some word for Sunday church. I know a lot of you missed me not being in the pulpit on Sunday, but we had to be obedient and go to Boston. I'm praying on it. Maybe we'll go to Arkansas at the Baphomet statue next. It's time to really stand up and to try to get these things removed. Either way, God's going to remove them. The elements of this world are going to melt away in the end of days, and these things won't stand anyways. But it is time to make a stand a biblical way and a righteous way, and that is by the word of God that is sharp and true. So much love to you all, and God bless you.